Hi there, this is Ashwin. How is it going? Welcome to another exciting tutorial on OpenCV and Python and image processing. So in this tutorial we are going to understand the basics behind histogram and how to compute the histograms for images. So let's get started with understanding the theory. So before we move forward to understand what histograms are, we need to get an idea of what frequency tables are. So frequency tables are nothing but the tables which show the frequency of unique elements in a set. So let us not make this thing complicated. You must have studied this thing in your grade school in mathematics or statistics. So any one of you have a major in mathematics and statistics, you will find this concept pretty easy. So suppose there is a set which has got elements. I have got a sample set and I have calculated a frequency table for this. So the set is 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3. Now in the frequency table, I am going to have a column for elements, and that column will have the list of all the unique elements. And the second column is going to have the number of occurrences. So here 1 occurs twice, 2 and 3 occur thrice, 4, 5 and 6 occur once each. So this is nothing but the frequency table. Now we were studying histograms. So you might be asking why we are studying frequency tables. We are studying frequency tables because histograms are nothing but visual representation of frequency tables. So now you can visualize this in your mind that on y-axis, if I have the graph for or if on the y-axis I have numbers which represent number of occurrences, and on x-axis I have a scale which has all the elements, all the unique elements. Then I'm going to get a bar graph. Okay, if I put the point against these two things on a graph, then I'm going to I can just like connect these points or connect those horizontal lines to the x-axis, sorry, the vertical lines to the x-axis, or we can draw vertical lines from the points towards x-axis, and we can see a bar graph. So that bar graph is nothing but the histogram. So this way histograms are nothing but the visual representation of the frequency tables. So this sounds actually complicated, but once you start coding it, or once you do it yourself once or twice on paper manually, you will find it very easy. So now there are various ways we can even have the frequency tables, and so it is true, and the same is true for histograms. So we can even have cumulative frequency tables like this. So 2 plus 3 equals to 5. 3, 4 happens to be 4. Both the numbers occur 4 times cumulatively all over the histogram. This happens to be there twice. Now finally, we are going to create a cumulative frequency table. Now this cumulative frequency table can also be represented visually by means of histogram. So on x-axis I am going to have 3 points. The first point will be 1-2, second point will be the range 3-4, and the third will be 5-6. And on y-axis I am going to have a scale corresponding to the number of occurrences, and when I mark it on that graph, I am going to get the cumulative histogram. So let us see how we can do the same, how we can achieve the same using matplotlib. So in this tutorial we are going to understand how to calculate the histogram for images using matplotlib, and same we can and there are even functions in OpenCV as well as NumPy to calculate the histogram. So I have created separate tutorials for this. So for that I would recommend you that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that you will always keep on getting the notification regarding the same if I upload a new video. So as far image histogram goes, we all know that image is nothing but 2 or 3 dimensional. So if it is a grayscale or binary image, we have 2-dimensional stuff, correct? 2-dimensional stuff like this. And if it is a color image, then we have 3-dimensional stuff like this. Okay, And so what we do when we want to compute the histogram for a grayscale or a color image, that we compute the histogram. So let's understand for grayscale image first. So this is a two-dimensional data, correct? First of all, we flatten that data. Okay, so we convert all these two-dimensional data into single-dimensional data by appending all these single-dimensional lists in that two-dimensional list after one another, and we create a big one-dimensional list. Once we have this one-dimensional list, we just calculate the frequency table, and then we show it visually. So that is a histogram of a grayscale image. So what happens? We have intensity values ranging from 0 to 255, and then again how many times the pixels in the image will have those intensity values, we get the bar graph of that. Okay, so we get that all information in the visual form. And when we want to extend the same thing to a color image, we separate the channels, and then we have 3 channels. We repeat the same operations whatever we did on grayscale image. We just flatten those arrays, or we just flatten those lists, and then compute the histogram for each color separately. See, it is not possible to compute the histogram of all the 3 channels combined together, because that way we are going to have almost around 16 million combinations, which does not make any sense. And also mathematically, if you want to adjust a single channel to achieve some effect, you can achieve it by doing the operations on image channels separately, and then you can see the histogram, how the histogram changes. So histogram is actually one of the most important aspects in image processing, because based on the histogram you can predict a lot of things about image. I mean, you can guess a lot of things about image. You can check the saturation of the colors. You can check whether that image is bimodal or not. Bimodal means it will have 2 peaks in the histogram. So let's see actually how a histogram looks like, and then we can discuss many things about the histogram. So let's see how the color histogram looks like. So here I have written a simple program which displays 2 images. So this program as of now reads a color image into grayscale mode, and it displays that image in grayscale mode. Okay, and the second thing, in the second panel we are supposed to display the histogram. So as of now, just as a placeholder, I am displaying the same image, but very soon we are going to calculate the histogram and show it here. Okay, so in order to calculate the histogram, there is a function, okay, in matplotlib. So that function is known as hist. So we need, I told you already that we cannot calculate the histogram of an image as it is, because we need to flatten that image. So ravel function, okay, it flattens the image, and we need to specify the number of beans. 256 are the number of beans. Finally, we need to specify the range. So the range of this is obviously it is 0 to 255. So there are 256 beans, or there are 2 in that range. See, we are going to consider that separately going to we are going to calculate the number of pixels for each intensity level separately. This is not going to be a cumulative histogram. This is going to be a simple histogram, that for every intensity level we are going to count the number of pixels which have that intensity level. So if there is any intensity level from 0 to 255 which is not represented by any pixel, then that value will be 0. So this is the simple way, this is the simplest way in matplotlib we can calculate a histogram. So we can, because this is a histogram, we can just say, we can just cut these 2 lines, we can just delete these 2 lines, because we need to have the graph. Okay, let's save this code and let's execute it. Okay, so here we are getting we are able to see the histogram of an image, and I guess this thing is a bit skewed in the sense we need to have almost 256 different values here. Okay, so we can just say, I mean, the scale has to be adjusted properly. So just say plt.xlim xlim should be 256, and let's execute it. I guess, okay, x max equal to 256. Yes, so x max is 256 here in this case, and yes, it is now proper because you can see the gap between these two is considerably different, and x min should be 0. X min equal to 0. So remember, we are just like manipulating the minimum and maximum value to be displayed on the scale. Yes, so now this is a proper histogram. Okay, so we really do not have any values which are which are like kind of more than this interval. Should be almost like more than 230 something, because we don't seem to have any values leaning towards completely white. This is a image which is a nice combination of all the shades of gray, and it is not it does not seem to have any shade of gray which is like very bright, like more than, which has got value more than 230. Okay, so this is the histogram of a grayscale image. So let us calculate the histogram of a color image, and let's see how it looks like. So we will use the same piece of code, but first of all, we will save it. We'll just say file matplotlib histogram and color. Yes, so now we are going to read it in a color mode, and img equal to cv2.cvt color and img comma cv2 dot bgr to RGB. So this is for our own understanding. And if we delete the grayscale here from here, it should show us the image in the color mode. Okay, sorry. Yes, so we haven't yeah, the code is not perfect yet. Okay, once we will just comment these lines of code and let's see whether this much is correct. BGR to RGB. Okay, I guess we need to say color underscore. Yes. Yeah. So we are able to see the image. Now, in order to calculate this, before we go ahead and calculate the histogram of this, we need to separate the color channels. So red, comma, green, comma, blue equal to CV2 dot split of IMG. So we are splitting the image here. Yeah, the code seems to be perfect. Now we are going to calculate a histogram for each channel separately. So let us uncomment this part and okay, and finally we will just say no, we will just copy it. We will just copy this part. Two more things, okay? Yeah, twice more, and we are going to say here 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, and 2, 2, 4. So rather than using IMG here, we are going to say r.ravel, green.ravel, and blue.ravel. Finally, we will say red histogram, red channel, green channel histogram, and finally blue channel histogram. Yes, so we have displayed the histograms for all the channels here. I don't know why it is messed up. Is it because the histograms are big or something? Yeah, it's probably because it's not actually able to adjust everything in a single frame. That's why it is showing us like this. So we can, it's 2, 2, right? We can just say 4, 1. No, it should be 1, 4. Yeah. So we are going to show it in a series of images which are vertically aligned, 1, 4. Yeah, now it seems good enough. And yeah, it might be a bit skewed out of proportion, but it seems good enough. Yes. Yeah, it seems good enough that it is calculating the histogram. Or we will just go ahead and comment this line of code altogether. I am not sure why it is showing like this. So if you have any idea why it is showing like this, we can just go ahead and you can just go ahead and let me know in the comment section. 1, 3, 1, or let's say 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2. So it is 3 by 1 matrix, 3, 1, 3. Let's see. Yes, so now it seems okay now, as of now. Okay, so this is the histogram for the red channel, this is the histogram for the green channel, and this is the histogram for the blue channel. So as you can see, most of the this image is predominantly red and green. So it is showing us all the values of red and green, and blue channel is not that prominent. So we don't actually have the shades of blue touching through the roof. Okay, or higher shades of blue touching through the roof. So this is how we can calculate the histogram for the color images also. And in the next tutorial, we are going to see how to calculate the histogram of the images using the functions in OpenCV. So here in this tutorial, we saw how to calculate the histograms using Matplotlib. So next tutorial, we are going to use Matplotlib only to display the histogram, not to calculate it. Here we calculated as well as displayed the histogram using Matplotlib. So in the next tutorial, we will use OpenCV to calculate the histogram and Matplotlib to display it. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will see you next time.